Because check it out. In my riddle, you're given a piece of property that's in the shape of a circle. And in this concentric circle lottery, you're allowed to step outside your property, make a new circle around the outside of your previous one, and then that's your new property line. So you keep making bigger circles. You have more and more properties expanding outward. The only rule being that you only own what's inside the last circle that you last drew. So whatever the last circle you drew, whatever's inside that circle is what you own. That's it. So if you kept going like this indefinitely, all variables aside, you think you would eventually own the whole world? Well, I think anybody would answer, yeah, of course, because you're just expanding outward. Eventually you would acquire the entire available space. Makes sense to me, and I think most people would agree. However, on the globe Earth, in this riddle, the most you would ever own is half the world, because you would reach that median and be like, okay, I own half the world. Woohoo, this is great. But let's make a new circle. Step outside the circle and then make a new one like we've been doing this whole time. But now you come back with a smaller measurement, and it's like, wait a minute, what the fuck? How do we get a smaller measurement? We just did what we've been doing this whole time. The measurement's been growing every time. Now we have a smaller measurement. Yeah, well, that's because you live on a globe Earth. And check it out. Now that next circle that you make after you pass the median, it's circling a different area. So right away you would lose all the property that you'd acquired before that. And now you have this different circle. You have a different piece of property. It's still a huge piece of property, almost half the world, but it's circling a different area. And then every circle you make as you move south from there, because that's what the riddle, I should specify. You start at the North Pole. That's a circle that you're given at the beginning, just a circle around the North Pole. And the rule is you can step south, circle around, and now that's your new property. So you just keep making bigger circles. But once you pass the median, as you step south, now your circles start to shrink. And so now you're making circles inside the circle that you last drew. But the rule is you only own what's inside the last circle you drew. So it's not like you still have half the world and then you acquire more property, but you have a smaller circle because now you're circling property you don't own. No, because in this riddle, you're never going to be circling something you don't own. You only own what's inside the last circle you drew. So if you make it to the median, you own half the world, and then you move south again and make a new circle, and now you're circling, a different area. Technically, because now you're closing in. So every circle you make is now inside the circle that you last drew. So now you're just losing property every time you make your circle. You step south, make a new circle, and it's circling a different area. You're shrinking your property now. So the most you would own in this riddle on the globe Earth would be half the world. You would never be able to own the whole world because now your circles are shrinking, so your property is shrinking. There's no way around it. Globers will be like, no, you're just circling the property you don't own. No, because in this riddle, you'll never be circling something you don't own. So I just took your whole globe idea and I just fucking threw it back in your face and made you think about it for a second. Is that really what would happen in real life? No.